You already know his beast enemy claims don't make sense. I want to touch on how Christ defeated the devil with swiftness. How he didn't wait to respond to the corrupt things that came out of the devil's mouth. So all the lies, the blasphemy. He didn't allow it to linger. A lot of times we allow the enemy to say something to us or the people around us. If you're not entering that straight and narrow path and you're not going away of the ungodly, sitting in the seat of the scornful, if you're separating yourself from them and you're doing what you have to do, and you're not keeping your hand to the plow and conforming to the world, then okay. But if you're still having people around you, and we struggle day in and day out, even when we're on the straight and narrow path, we're still going to go through trial and tribulation. There's going to be certain afflictions all of us face, brethren, around the world. But we have to understand something. We can't allow things to linger. Be ready in and out of season. Be ready to answer a man. Don't let confusion, conflicting things marinate inside of you and make you question your relationship with God. Question how important you are to the kingdom. Or make you feel like you're less than because you're hanging around these individuals that continuously try to make it seem or appear like what you're doing is wrong. Because that's the trick of the enemy. Remember, that you got forsaken households. You're betrayed by both brethren and parents. You got a lot of people in your life that you have to separate from. Maybe you say, I come not to bring peace, but a sword. I came to separate a mother from a daughter, a father from a son, a sister from a brother. We have to be careful by allowing things to linger. Be ready always when it comes to spiritual things. Every time the devil tried to throw something at Christ, but he didn't wait to answer him. When he said, oh, turn that rock to bread. He said, we cannot live our bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord. We got to understand something. We cannot allow the enemy to trick us and allow it to marinate and use the flesh as a way for us to respond. When you allow yourself to respond in a fleshly manner, you're basically giving them free reign. You're giving them that stronghold they need. They was like, oh, I was waiting on this fool to get angry. The Bible says be angry and do not sin. I was waiting on them to feel this way. To get depressed. After I told them, oh, you can't start a business. After I told them, oh, yeah, you know what? That ain't a good idea. They want to use these things. Be ready to answer with truth. See, Christ understood what he was talking about. Remember, the evil one come and take away the word that was sown in the hearts of the people that understood it not, though. See, when you don't understand it, because you're not allowing yourself to study to show yourself approved. Watch and pray that you not enter into temptation. Remember, we are not unaware of his devices. You have to understand what you're reading. You have to understand spiritual things. You got to have discernment. Because in this life, they're throwing stuff at you on TV. They're throwing stuff at you on social media. Throwing stuff at you at work, school, whatever place may be. And you have to understand spiritual things, because if you get caught up in emotional things, if you get caught up in conflicting thoughts, if you get caught up in just earthly, sensual, devilish things that don't descend from heaven, then you're going to just end up back into that system, going back into your vomit. You're going to be going backwards instead of forward. Remember, the trick of the enemy is to get you to respond in a fleshly way. The body is flesh. And the body responds to the things it feels. But how you overcome the body is not giving in to those feelings, giving in to those temptations of the flesh, by having rule over your soul. You don't want to be a person that has no rule over their own soul. It's like a city with no walls, that any spirit, any demon can enter therein. Make sure they're ready at all times. Be ready in and out of season. Because if the master of the house knew what time the thief was going to come, he'd have been awake. It's high time to awake. You can't remain in the congregation of the dead. You have to wake up spiritually. Awake, old sleeper.